Afternoon, Hit Nation, folks, cats, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the only host in the history of the internet that fully and wholeheartedly admits that he has no idea what is going on, offered by worthless of a penny as it pertains to the Miami Heat. And I'm going to comment a couple of things. First of all, always excited. There is a Heat game. We're going to see what happens. The Trailblazers should be a game that we have to win, right? That's the way that I started the season saying. But right now, I don't think there is such a thing as a team that we have to win. It's a team that is lower than us in the ranks by far. 6 games, right? There's 6 games under us in terms of winning. They only have 13 wins and 23 losses, whereas we have 17 losses and 19 wins. So theoretically, on paper, we should be okay with the Trailblazers. We have won 5 of our 6 last matchups. So again, theoretically, on paper, we should be okay against the Trailblazers. We should be okay against Trailblazers, regardless of having or not Jimmy Butler. And it's always good to beat the Trailblazers, I think, until memory allows us to forget what happened with Lillard. But other than that, the only thing that I want to basically say is that the Jimmy drama is just getting uglier. Jimmy Butler records a video of him in the cafe, in his cafe, right, in his coffee shop, commending an employee and saying, this is my main guy. You gotta, build him up and not put him down. And that is obviously a reference to what he feels that is happening between him and the Miami Heat top brass. So honestly, this is a very complicated situation because Tim Hardaway says that for the suspension, the Miami Heat actually presented a document that apparently they wouldn't have presented had Jimmy Butler just played the way that he should, that he had been playing since the beginning of the season. But they did present this document. They suspend him with the grievance. They presented a 10-page document including video evidence that Jimmy Butler was not actually sick. So the conspiracy theorist, Ethan Skolnick, might actually have some legs. That he's trying to sink the ship. That's definitely an opinion that doesn't just come from fans, right? It comes from people inside the organization, that he's not going to be successful in sinking the ship. Pat Riley is definitely not washed. There are things that I think Pat Riley talks about when he says, like, this is what happens with player under contracts. They have to show up. They have to do this. They have to do that. But even he understands that depending on your player, you're going to give the player latitude. And according to fans and according to the folks at 5 Reasons Sports, no one has been given more latitude than Jimmy Butler. No one has been paid as much as Jimmy Butler either. So what else was he was he being criticized because he didn't want to do what he has to do? And did he feel that that criticism was bringing him down as opposed to building him up? Is he a coffee shop employee? Butler, are you a coffee shop employee? It's not because you don't know me. It's just a general fact that you legitimately don't care what anybody has to say. But are you a coffee shop employee, Butler? Let's say you're a really good boss and you give that guy $100,000 a year to make coffee. 100,000. That's probably your tip in a restaurant outing. Butler, I don't know what happened. I honestly don't, guys. I'm directing this at everybody, obviously. There's no way that Butler is ever going to see anything of this. When we talk to celebrities, we are talking to ourselves. But seriously, what could have happened? What level of humiliation could he have humanly suffered that leads him to think that he was being brought down by this organization? This organization didn't do enough to build around him. The truth is that we thought, a lot of us who still wanted to keep Tyler Hero, who still wanted to keep Duncan Robinson. Now I'm pretty sure Duncan Robinson is unfortunately dispensable. I don't think Tyler Hero is, and any of our young guns are, but Duncan Robinson is dispensable. But at the time, I didn't think he was dispensable. And I agree, another star caliber player would have definitely brought us over the hump. And Jimmy Butler did carry us on his back on plenty of games. But so did Spo with his good coaching. And so did the other players who showed up every night. Every night, a different player showing up, putting up, an extra 20, 25 points to help Jimmy. So Jimmy wasn't alone. Jimmy wasn't alone in Minnesota. Jimmy wasn't alone in the Bulls. Jimmy wasn't alone in Chicago, right? Jimmy wasn't alone in Philadelphia. So everything unfortunately indicates that the one or two people that commented on my video saying that Jimmy Butler is greedy are actually unfortunately right. And when Jimmy Butler puts out a video like that, indicating that perhaps he's being mistreated in the Heat organization, and he comes from a real world. Like, what happens when you start making so much money? You truly psychologically disconnect from the real world, right? I mean, you completely lose touch with reality because, look, man, unless you're being abused, unless Pat try to touch your ding-ding, by ding-ding, I mean headband, you are not abused, my friend. But, bro, we still want you. Whatever is happening there, if you could just get your head out of whatever it is that you have and understand that this is not about your particular relationship with the organization, but your relationship with the city, your relationship with the fans. That's what Wade saw. That's what UD saw. That's what all those other players saw when they're playing for their respective cities. You don't have that. You're a journeyman, but every time you left like that. So why would that be different right now? But this, I was abused, or you have to put your best employees up? Because are you a coffee shop barista? Butler? Anyway, stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible in this very complicated world of ours. Let's stay up late. Let's go Heat.